Welcome back to Echoes of Time, where we dive into the mysteries, legends, and unexplained moments that shape our world and our universe. Space is silent, empty, and endlessly dark. But for the astronauts who've actually been out there, it's anything but peaceful. From ghostly whispers inside the International Space Station to objects that seem to watch them from the void, these stories are real, documented, and still unexplained. Today, we're counting down the top 10 scariest things astronauts saw in space. Make sure your lights are on for this one. Let's begin. Number 10. The knocking on the spacecraft. In 2003, Chinese astronaut Yang Liwei reported something bizarre during his Shenzhou 5 mission. While orbiting Earth, he suddenly heard a knocking sound on the outside of the spacecraft. Not a crack. Not a mechanical tick. A knocking, as if someone or something was tapping on the hull. Yang described it as sounding like a wooden hammer hitting metal. He floated over to check outside. Nothing. Inside the craft? Still nothing. Even stranger. Later, Chinese missions reported the exact same knocks, years apart. On different spacecraft, there's no wind, no wildlife, no atmosphere. So what, exactly, was knocking? Number 9. The UFO that followed Apollo 11. During the legendary Apollo 11 mission, something unexpected appeared near the spaceship. A glowing, metallic object seemed to be following them. Buzz Aldrin later explained that the object wasn't part of their ship, and it didn't match any known debris. It moved intelligently, keeping pace with them. NASA knew about it. The astronauts talked about it quietly, but the public didn't hear about it until decades later. Some claim it was a piece of the discarded rocket. Others believe it was something else. Watching the first humans headed to the moon. Number 8. The ghostly whisper on the ISS. The International Space Station is one of the most isolated places a human can live. And some astronauts have reported hearing whispers. Astronauts working alone have said they heard faint voices, low murmurs, and strange breathing sounds. These noises happened when other crew members were asleep or on the opposite side of the station entirely. The official explanation: metal contracting and ventilation noises. But every astronaut says the same thing. These didn't sound like machines. They sounded alive. Number 7. The white figure outside the shuttle. During a mission in the early 1990s, one astronaut reported something chilling. A white, human-shaped figure drifting outside the shuttle. He thought it was a dead astronaut. Then he realized everyone was accounted for. The figure drifted, twisted, and then suddenly vanished from view, too quickly to be a suit or debris. NASA dismissed the sighting as a misidentified object, but the astronaut insisted he knew what he saw. To this day, he refuses to talk about it publicly. Number 6. The unknown lights that move against physics. Astronauts from multiple missions have reported seeing bright lights that stop instantly, change direction, accelerate faster than any human craft, and appear intelligent. These sightings have happened since the 1960s, recorded in logs from Gemini, Apollo, and ISS missions. One astronaut said the lights were like stars, but alive. Whenever NASA is asked about these incidents, the response is always the same: reflections. But astronauts who spent thousands of hours in space say they know the difference. Number 5. The screaming metal sound on Mir. The Russian Mir space station was known for its harsh conditions, but one sound terrified its crew the most. The metallic screeching, like bending steel, echoed through the station for several minutes. It was so loud the crew thought the station was breaking apart, but the exterior showed no damage. No panels bent, no impacts detected. So where did the scream come from? Some believe extreme temperature shifts warped the metal. Others think something hit the station, but was never seen. Whatever it was, the crew described the moment as the most terrifying sound in space. Number 4. The shadow that moved on the moon. During the Apollo 16 mission, astronauts noticed a moving shadow on the lunar surface. It wasn't theirs. It wasn't equipment. And it moved in a way no human shadow should. They watched it shift, stretch, and glide across a crater before vanishing completely. NASA later claimed it was a trick of the light. But astronauts say the shadow was solid, controlled, and deliberate as if something was watching them from the moon itself. Number 3. The mysterious music on the far side of the moon during Apollo 10. Astronauts orbiting the far side of the moon suddenly heard music. Not radio static, not interference. Actual melodic whistling. They described it as outer space music, strange, eerie, and completely unlike anything from Earth. The recordings were locked away for decades before being declassified. Even today, NASA doesn't know where the sound came from. The far side of the moon blocks all radio waves from Earth. So what was making music out there? Number 2. The human-like face in the darkness. 1. Astronaut on a spacewalk reported seeing something horrifying reflected in his helmet visor. A face, human-like. Watching him, he turned instantly, but nothing was there. He said the face wasn't his reflection, he was certain. It had different proportions, and it was closer than any object should have been. He never spoke of it publicly again. NASA has refused to comment. Whatever he saw, it was inches away. Number 1. The floating body scene. From the ISS, the most disturbing sighting comes from several ISS astronauts who claimed to see what looked like a human body drifting far below the station. No suit, no equipment. Just a pale, human-shaped object rotating slowly in the void. When they tried to track it, it vanished into the darkness. NASA denied the incident, saying it was likely a piece of thermal material. But the astronauts, who spoke privately, say the object had arms, legs, and a head. A nightmare drifting silently through space. Thanks for watching Echoes of Time. Space is full of wonders, but also shadows, secrets, and encounters we still can't explain. If you want more deep-dive mysteries, cosmic horrors, or unexplained discoveries, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment which countdown you want next. Until then, stay curious, stay cautious, and remember, the universe is watching.